Hi, this is the Free for All Sunday. So, this uh, tarot reading is for all zodiac signs. I do like to start off my readings with a quick smudge here. I'm just doing a little bit of housekeeping. I don't want to have any echoes going on here. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the collective today. And let me do this. Here, let's do this. And let's copy, paste here. Perfect. And there we go. Let's start with a nice smudge. And so for this smudge, I do have sage. I do like to cleanse the area from any energies of any past readings. Thank you, Spirit. Cleanse the area for the collective. And 3 chimes to bring in positive energy. This is a general reading for the collective. Thank you, Spirit. My name is Greta. I am an intuitive reader. I do look at the horoscope and the planetary placements and the sun and the moon to get an idea of the energies that are surrounding us at this time. But first and foremost, I do rely on intuition. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the collective. What would you like the collective to know? And so, for many readers, the topic of conversation this week has been the Lion's Gate and the Lion's Gate portal being open. That Lion's Gate portal is open until August 12th. And so, we will be feeling the energies, we will be feeling the ramifications of the energy of that Lion's Gate, but it is closing on the 12th. And, you know, since we're talking about that, I did want to talk about the number 11 and maybe preparing for that gate to close with any final energies or any final manifestations that you're wanting to put into action. And why I'm saying that, the number 11 in numerology is considered a master number. And what a master number means is that it carries a heightened spiritual significance and a unique vibration. And that unique vibration is connected to spiritual awakening or spiritual awareness and inner wisdom. Master numbers carry the energy of karma. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the collective. What would you like the collective to know or to be aware of? The number 11 as an angel number is said to represent the doors of life, the gate of life and love. And so, as we're getting ready to close that gate, or as that gate gets ready to close, consider, what is it that we would like to close? What is it that we would like to change? What is it that we would like to manifest? What is it that we would like to leave behind? What is it that is no longer serving us? And wouldn't it be wonderful if we could take the things that are no longer serving us, or no longer bringing us pleasure, or no longer align us with our life's purpose, if we could close those behind the Lion's Gate door? That is what we would like to take into consideration as we're reaching the 11th and the 12th. And again, for the remainder of the week, what is it that we would like to leave behind? What is it that we would like to close the door on? Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the collective. And the foundation, the basis of this reading is the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups, I like to call that my slow and steady wins the race. If we can look very carefully, we can see that that steed is in action. It is in movement and it's getting ready to cross. They're getting ready to cross the river, and water in tarot represents the spiritual, the emotional. It's like the transition time, the crossing over, and being slow and steady with that and guarding what we have in our cup, what we have in our chalice. And that is backed by the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is sudden change, a lot of change. And what I like about this Eight of Wands is all of the opportunities. And why I say opportunities, if we look at each one of those wands and we look at the sprouts, the sprigs that are on those wands, those are opportunities. Those are gifts. And so, slow and steady, intending our gifts, intending the uh, attaining opportunities. And I like that we have that slow and steady for the Knight of Cups. And I will say that the Knight of Cups have come up quite frequently in my readings this week. And I think in part that is due to the Mercury retrograde. And as you've heard, and you'll probably hear it several times, not only in my readings, but with any of the astrologers or astrology readings, or horoscope readings, or even other tarot readers, we're talking about Mercury retrograde and how during Mercury retrograde, things seem to slow down. And in some cases, they even seem to be going in reverse. And that reverse is like, it's like we take two steps forward and one step back. But what the universe is telling us, what God is telling us, what Source is telling us, especially with this Knight of Cups, and slow and steady wins the race, and to relax and to be patient, that's when the opportunities start coming in. That's when things really happen. There's a lot happening that we are unaware of. There's a lot happening that is going on behind the scenes, and we need to relax. We need to be patient. And most importantly, I think at this time, we just need to have faith that things are working out in our favor. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the collective. Hey, good morning. Is that Ashashi? And about your career? And so we were just reading about the career. So let's get into the career here. And in the career, let's see if we can get that to fit right there. We have something from the past, something from the past. And rushing in and taking action without having a clear plan. Many times when we rush in to take action without a clear plan, will fall off our steed. And if we look closer at this knight, we can see he's not sitting on that steed very steady. He's more wanting to take action. He wants to do something. He doesn't know what he wants to do, and he's thinking that action is better than relaxation. And that is followed by the King of Wands. And that King of Wands is talking about not trusting our intuition. And so, Ashi, I would say you're not trusting your intuition, that you're just wanting to take action. And because you're not trusting your intuition and because you're just wanting to take action, it's causing you stress, it's causing you sleepless nights. Ashi, many times when I see this Nine of Swords, I will let the listener know that Spirit speaks to us in our dreams. Spirit sleeps to us in our sleep. And if we start paying closer attention to our dreams, um, by consciously thinking about what it was that we dreamt about as soon as we wake up. And a good way to do that is through a dream journal. But Spirit is trying to guide you in your dreams. And what Spirit is trying to tell you is to slow down and to relax and to trust your intuition. Slow and steady wins the race. It's like when you are relaxed, when you're not trying to be so forceful, when you're not trying to be so uh, active. It's like you're trying to force something. You're trying to force your career. You're being too pushy. And Spirit is saying, relax, slow down, enjoy this time, and opportunities will come. Yes. And so now it's time to trust. Ashi, now it is time to trust Spirit. It looks like you have already put in the work. You've already put in the effort. And when we see this judgment card here, that is indicating that there's something from your past that's wanting to return. It could be maybe a past job that you have applied for. It could be it could be a resume that you sent out, or it could be that maybe someone from your past is connecting you with a career or connecting you with a job. But there's something from your past that is wanting to come in. And especially when we're talking about Mercury retrograde, and I see we're really trying, we're really being forceful, and it's really causing us a lot of stress. But trust that God, trust that Source is doing a lot behind the scenes, and something from your past is going to arise that is going to help you with your career. And there's going to be plenty of opportunities coming in from the past. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the collective. No, none of us are very good at patience, especially, yes. And honestly, meditation is the best practice that I have for achieving patience. Even if it's just a 5-minute meditation during the day, I do think that that can help us achieve patience. It can help us be very mindful and stay in the present moment. And it can also help us relieve stress and relieve overthinking. And yes, but that is not true. It is going to work out, as indicated by this Eight of Wands. It is going to work out. And it's about trust and being patient. And especially during Mercury retrograde, everyone is feeling that pause. Everyone is feeling that slowdown, to where it's like we're taking one step forward and two steps back. But that's all part of Mercury retrograde. And really, if we look at this slowdown as this time as a gift to practice patience, a gift to plan, a gift to manifest. Because after this retrograde, when we get into September, October, and well into November, things are going to be moving very quickly. And this retrograde, again, at the end of August, we're going to be out of that retrograde and things are really going to pick up. Things are really going to gather a lot of speed. And it's good to take this time to plan on what we are going to do when things pick back up. Hey, Shwata. Yes, meditation. I am a firm believer in meditation. And I know, especially for some of us, if we're new to meditation, sometimes we can try chanting. There's several wonderful chants, several wonderful mantras that we can repeat to ourselves to really get us out of that overthinking and to bring us into the present. If we're not comfortable with chanting or mantras, we can practice breath work. There's many videos, many podcasts, many places where you can just Google in breath work and on the internet, and Google will bring you up a array of different types of breath work, different types of chants, different types of mantras that we can use, that we can practice and getting us into the mindfulness and getting us into the present and really not letting our thoughts run away with us and really practicing, enjoying the present moment. Thank you. And your love life. Okay, Ashi. Absolutely, Shwata. Yes. Yes. You do chant your 1176. Yes. That's chanting is the way to go. There's many times during my day, if I'm driving, if I'm in Chanton, and or I'm driving and I get sucked up sometimes, even when we're driving in our automobiles or even if we're out on the street, it's very easy for us to get sucked into the energy of the environment that surrounds us, and that can be a little chaotic. But if we have a chant, if we have a mantra, if we have a breath work, we'll just automatically go back to that and we'll center that. So I'll be driving in my car and it's like, oh man, ren meku. Yep, nope. And it's like, a quick 2-minute chant and I'm back into my happy place. Yes. Okay, and so somebody was asking about love here. Ashi was about love life. And so right now we'll look at the collective private life, or and in that private life it would be love life. And here we start with the 5 of Swords. And that 5 of Swords is a victory after chaos. And if we look closer, there's a winner and there's a loser, and there's cloudy weather, cloudy clouds in the sky. And when we look and we see clouds in the sky, it's just representing lack of clarity. It's like we don't have all the answers. We lack clarity. We're a little bit confused about what's going on. And then that's followed by the Sun card. And I love this Sun card. The Sun card can represent the sign of Aquarius. So I don't know if you are an Aquarius or you're dealing with an Aquarius, but it's about being an Aquarius. And we have entered the age of Aquarius, is about bringing about the greater good. It's about not only doing what is good for ourselves, but doing what is best for our family, for our friends, for our community, for our countries, and for the world as a whole. And I really do believe, as a collective, we are really starting to take on the energy of the age of Aquarius, where we're really looking at making decisions for the greater good. It's like we just want to leave this planet a better place than what we found it. And how can we do that? And honestly, it starts in our home life, it starts in our private life, it starts within our spirit, it starts within our soul. And that is followed by the moon card. And the moon card is secrets revealed. Something hidden is going to be revealed. And as something hidden is revealed, we have the Five of Wands. And so we have two fives here. And the fives in tarot represent motion, activity, adventure, expansion, unpredictability. And so I just see that there's a lot of unpredictability. And when we're looking at the swords, swords represents our intellect, our heart, our mind. And the wands represents our divine spark. It represents our soul, our inner light, our inner knowledge. It's like wands represents our life force. And so it looks to me like there is still some clarity about, you're still seeking clarity on what it is that you want. What it is that you want in your physical world, what it is that you want for your physical being, and what it is that you want for your emotional being, for your spirit, for your soul. It's like, I think that you thought that you knew what you want, that you thought that you knew what you wanted for your physical world. And you thought that that was all lined up and you thought that that was all ready to go. And then something was revealed to you and it caused a chaos within your spirit. It caused a chaos within your soul. And I like that that's happening to you during this Lionsgate and actually during this Mercury retrograde, because that Lionsgate is a time of manifestation. And just as we were talking about at the beginning of the reading about the number 11, and today happens to be the 11th, and that the number 11 represents doors, represents gates. And that Lionsgate is getting ready to close. And that Lionsgate is all about manifestation. And so as we're manifesting, and we're finding clarity, it's about, what do we want to leave behind? As that portal closes, not only can we manifest from that portal, but we can leave things there. We can leave that behind. And so that portal, that door, that gate closes on the 12th. And so we have the 11th and the 12th to put things on the other side of that door, to put things in the past. And you're at a point where you can leave things in the past. And as you leave things in the past, it will make room for the good things that you would like to manifest. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the collective. And so, Capricorn man and Scorpio lady, will they marry? Capricorn man and Scorpio lady, will they marry? Yes or no? Yes, and so Asha, why I'm shuffling for so, I think that I'm glad that your person is an Aquarius, but I don't know if it is you or if it is your Aquarius that is needing to find clarity is needing to leave something in the past. And leaving something in the past at this time is wonderful because that Lions Gate is closing. Okay, thank you, Spirit. And so is so going to marry. And so this reading is for the collective. And so during this reading, if you have a question, you can write that in the comment box. And I am doing a shuffle now here for you on your third, or excuse me, on the Capricorn and Scorpio and marrying. Will the Capricorn man and the Scorpio lady marry? One card, please. Yes or no? One card, please. Yes or no? Almost had a card. One card. Yes or no? Will the Capricorn and the Scorpio marry? Yes. It looks like you have everything that you need for this Capricorn and this Scorpio to have a happy life together. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the collective. Yes. And yes. And so, Shwata, we did talk about an opportunity coming in, and that opportunity is not going to come in until we relax, until we enjoy the journey. And during this Mercury retrograde, things are just going to be slow and stagnant. When we get towards September, October, and November, yes, you will find your career opportunity that you are looking for. And so Asha would like to know about a third party. A third party, yes or no? Third party, yes or no? Third party, yes or no? Okay, I don't know. I immediately thought about a third party. I overthink. I don't know why. And so many times we overthink. And again, chanting and mantras and breath work can really alleviate that overthinking. Okay. Yes. And so chanting and breath work can really alleviate that overthinking. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the collective. And Ashi would like to know about a third party. If there is a third party, yes or no? Is there a third party, yes or no? Is there a third party, yes or no? Third party, yes or no? And you know what? Look, there's a card here. And so on that third party, when you see this tower, what is your initial thought? What is your initial? That is your answer. You immediately thought about a third party. Yes, I know those third party situations can be difficult, but I think that those third parties are difficult. Those third parties are very difficult. And this is your answer. Yes, you can ask, is it Damai? Damai? Yes, you can ask a question. Damai, you can ask a question. Yes, thank you. And I do want to thank all of my listeners and all of my watchers for joining me this evening. I really do appreciate the questions and your support of my channel. Thank you. And Damai, what is your question? While I'm waiting for your question, I think I'm going to continue with the reading because it does get a little bit weird with that. Okay. And it's one card about me. Okay. Okay, so let me finish with Damai's question. Hi, Maya. And are you from Indonesia or are you in Indonesia at this time, Maya? Indonesia is just such a beautiful area of the world. Yes. And so, does Haiti love Maya? And so, Maya, are you questioning someone's love for you? Yes or no? Does Haidai love Maya? Haidai the Virgo, does Haidai the Virgo love Maya the, or Haidai the Leo love Maya the Virgo? Yes or no? And two cards came out for you. And so it looks like there's victory after competition. So it looks like quite possibly Haidai, the Virgo, has not made up their mind, or there's some type of competition. But the Chariot card is um, victory after competition. And that is backed or forced by the Six of Cups, which is good memories, happy memories. And so your competition is he has happy memories of someone. I don't know if he was in a past, or your Haidai was in a past relationship and they're still processing that. They have fond memories of a past relationship, but I see you being victorious. And so, yes, they do love you, but they are needing to process positive feelings or good memories that they have with this past person. Thank you. And so let me go back to a shy. One card for a shy. One card about a shy. What is the one card for a shy? What would the one card for a shy be? Thank you, Spirit. One card for a shy. One card for a shy. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting my channel. I do look forward to maybe answering another question for you on another reading. Thank you. One card for a shy. One card. What would you like a shy to know? One card for a shy. What is imperative that a shy know or be aware of? What is the one card for a shy? Now that let's get one that's really going to flip out for you. Let's be a little patient. See, we were talking about patience and we're just going to practice patience now. One card. All right. Well, look at that. Dream big. Dream big. When I think of the Page of Cups, the Page of Cups is youthful. The Page of Cups is a student. The Page of Cups has grand ideas and big dreams and big ideas. And if we see the water here, it's going with the flow. So, a shy, you are a beautiful, wonderful spirit. And source, the universe, God wants you to know to follow your intuition, to follow your guiding light. You are young and timeless, and you are on a beautiful journey. Thank you, Spirit. And so we were going to follow up. Thank you. You want to know about, I want to know about Sedai's career when he settled in his life. Yes, the universe is blessing you, and you're young, and I Source, when I pulled your card, Source did not give me a card about anyone else. Source gave me a card for you. And I asked Source for a message for you. I got my cards all messed up here, but let me find your card again here. I wasn't paying attention to my cards, and now they're all messed up. But let me find your card here. Source didn't want to talk about your friend. Source didn't want to talk about your future partner. Source didn't want to talk about your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your family members. Source didn't want to talk about career. Source wanted to tell you, God wanted to tell you, God is telling you, follow your inner light. You are a beautiful soul. You're just starting out on your life's journey. And sometimes we can get so caught up. There he is. There he is. There's your card. There's your card. This is what God is trying to tell you. This is what Source is trying to tell you. This is what the universe is trying to tell you. Follow your own inner light. What your husband does, what your wife does, what your family does, what your friends do, really that's not you. That's not you. Your thought, your focus at this time is on you. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, and so should I don't even know if I want to even shuffle for that. I don't know if this is your first time tuning in. Is that Sadai? Sadai, many times people are in our past for a reason. And people are in our past either because they felt like they have outgrown us or we have outgrown them. Our life's paths no longer mesh. Our life's paths were no longer going together. We were no longer moving in the same direction. And that's why people become our exes, because our lives are not moving in the same direction. I say very rarely, very, very rarely, probably 0.01% of the time, do exes come back into our lives and that they work out. And it's always a good idea to use caution when considering letting an ex anything back into our lives. That's just my temporary caution. So this is the card that came up for you, Sadai, is think hard and long about that. Think hard and long about letting your ex back into your life. Our exes are in our past for a reason. And what becomes very confusing to us, what becomes very cloudy to us, is that when we're thinking of the past and we're thinking about things that happened to our past, we do not experience that emotional pain at the same intensity that we did when it occurs. We have that initial amount of emotional pain, and that emotional pain, while we still remember it, we're not feeling it like we do in the moment. That emotional pain we can only feel in the present. We can only feel in the moment. And so as time goes by and we're thinking about it, it doesn't seem as bad as what it was. And it doesn't seem as bad as what it actually was, is because it doesn't have that emotional pain, that emotional attachment connected to it. And so Source is saying, really take time to think and consider before letting an ex back into your life. Yes, yes. And I will say a she, as soon as that lesson is learned, the exes go. An ex isn't going to come back unless they're going to try to teach you the same lesson. And so then if you're letting an ex back in your life, it would be, did I learn my lesson the last time, or do I need to re-experience this again? Hey, Brett, thank you. And thank you for subscribing and thank you for viewing today. I do appreciate you supporting the channel. And so you can ask a question during my live readings. I am not doing private or personal readings. You can ask a question and I will pull a card for you. I do try to pull one card, but sometimes spirit maybe have me pull as many as 3 cards. It really depends on what comes out with the deck, but I would be very happy to answer a question for you, Britt. Yes. Yeah, it's like, do we want to learn that lesson again? And I tell you, I had an ex that he taught me the same lesson 3 times. And that's how I know think long and hard. I just think long and hard about those exes. Your question is pending? Okay, and so Britt, if I'm going to draw one card, and maybe the question should be, we should select either Melvin or Herbert and ask if either Melvin or Herbert is your biological father. So, would you like to know, is Melvin your biological father? Is that the question you would like me to ask, Britt? I just, because if we're drawing or we're using one card, we want to make sure that um, we ask, we narrow down the answer. Okay, so Brett, I'm going to ask, they are brothers. So, Brett, I'm going to ask for Brett, is Melvin her father? Is Melvin Britt's father? Yes or no? Is Melvin Britt's father? Yes or no? Thank you, Spirit. Is Melvin Britt's father? Yes or no? Is Melvin Britt's father? Yes or no? Is Melvin Britt's father? Yes or no? Thank you, Spirit. Melvin? Is Melvin the father of Britt? Yes, but it's complicated. That's the Hierophant is a really interesting yes or no question or yes or no answer, but the Hierophant is higher knowledge, higher wisdom. I would say, yes, Melvin is your father, but there's something more that you need to know about this situation. It's not as simple as if it is Melvin or Herbert. There's something more that you need to know. There's more to that than a simple yes or no. Very complicated, which is the Hierophant card. And so, my this Hierophant card has come up quite a bit in my readings this week too, Britt. And I like to call this my street smarts card. And why I say that is, when I was growing up, my mom or my grandmother always used to say, you can either be book smart or street smart. And I would say, I would like to be both. But to me, when I see the Hierophant, it's like the street smarts. And what's wonderful about the street smarts is it's about following our intuition and following our inner knowing and just trusting that we know what we know and verify that. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. That estate planning, that would be very complicated. But I think you know the answer there. I think you know what to do. And I think that that's why Spirit Source is saying, yes, but it's complicated. It's yes, but it's complicated, but you have an answer. There's an answer within you. That's the Street Smarts. I love that Street Smarts card for you. Yes, and fraud is very difficult. Thank you. I appreciate you too. I really do appreciate your support. And I would also suggest, Britt, that you look at your weekly reading that is on my channel and see if you might be able to find some more clarity. But for you, most definitely, I think it's about your intuition. Yes, you are very intuitive. And with that, most definitely. And, when we're intuitive like that, it's sometimes difficult to trust our intuition, especially, I think, for me, it's almost easier for me to trust my intuition about what I know about other people than trust my intuition on me in my personal life, in my private life. I think that's because we have those feelings and those emotions that can kind of sometimes cloud our intuition. And many times when I'm uh, laying out a reading, I'll say, and trust your intuition. And what I mean is find ways to vet your intuition. I think that tarot and horoscopes and even close family members and friends and even therapists and pastors and reverends and priests are a good way to vet our intuition. It's not like we're trying to convince ourselves or anything, but we're just wanting to verify. Okay. Thank you, Tarot Killer. I appreciate that. Yes. Yes. You were just going to say that. Yes. Yes. And so, yes. Again, this Hierophant card is indicating that there's something more here for you to know. There's something more here for you to know, but I think you're going to reveal it to yourself. Thank you, Spirit. Messages for the collective. Messages for the collective. There we go. And so, final thoughts, final messages. And then we start final thoughts, final messages with the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is like we're feeling stuck. We're feeling stuck because we feel that there's something that we don't know. But if we look closer at these swords and we can see that the mud, there is mud there, but there's not any on her shoes. There's not any on her feet. And she could easily slide between any of those swords at any given moment. The Page of Pentacles, the gift of gratitude. The gift of gratitude. And the celebration of the harvest. And that celebration of the harvest, that's not a celebration that we're doing alone. That's like a victory that comes with other people, celebrating with other people. And the 10 of Swords, the ending. But what I like about this 10 of Swords is that it is the ending of the pain and suffering that was caused by the Nine of Swords. So I would say that even though this card looks very dark, that it is a happy ending. A happy ending. And I like that we're seeing this in final thoughts, final messages, because it really brings us back to the beginning of our reading, where we were talking about the number 11 and we were talking about the closing of the lion's gate, and how the number 11 is considered a master number in numerology, which carries a heightened spiritual significance and a unique vibration. It carries the vibration of karma. And as an angel number, the number of 11 is said to represent the doors, the door of life, the door of love. And we're dealing with the lion's gate and the door being open, and now the door is being closed. The lion's gate door will close on the 12th. And so we're asking ourselves what it is that we would like to leave behind as that door closes. What is no longer serving us? What can we leave behind? And when we leave behind or close the door on things that are no longer serving us, we make room for the new manifestation to come in. So during this Lionsgate, we've been thinking about manifestation, and we've been thinking about laying our intentions or setting our intentions, and what it is that we would like to create, what it is that we would like to bring into our lives. And now is the time is, what are we leaving behind in order to make room for what it is that we would like to bring into our lives? And that's the message that I have for the collective. Okay. And so is Ashai, that is like the second time that you've asked me that question. And I pulled a card, and I don't think he's made up his mind yet. That card that I pulled was the page, they don't know. They don't know. So let's look back at that Page of Cups. Yes. And so I don't know if you're really is he considering being an artist? Is he considered being a writer? This Page of Cups is also known as the artistic card. And so could he be a graphic designer? Could he be a yeah, a graphic designer, a writer, a painter, a poet, a dancer, a magician? That it's like he's too young to tell. He don't know yet. But it looks like it's something very creative. Yes. In which field? The fields of the arts. Something very artistic. The field of the arts. And so in the arts would be a singer, a magician, a musician, an artist. But something very artistic. It's too soon to tell. he has not made up his mind yet. And until they make up their mind, there's no way for me to tell. And so I'm going to pull one last card. Thank you, Wellington. Jesus loves you too. He is the truth, the way, and the light of our salvation. That is true. And so, one card for her Ashi's mother's health. One card for Ashi's mother's health. One card for Ashi's mother's health. One card for Ashi's mother's health. And she has the gift of strength. She has the strength to get better. She has the strength to get well. And one card for Shimei's, is it Shamu, Shimei, Shamei? Yes, and I prefer that you just ask one question. If you want to tune in and ask another question during another live reading, you're more than welcome to. And is it Shau? Shemuya. Shemuya. Shemawa? Shemawa. I'm so sorry that I'm mispronouncing that. I'm terrible at names. But one card for Shemai's Shauma future. Shamuma's future. Shamuma's future. Oh. And look at that. It looks like, I don't know if you are married or if you are in a relationship or you are in a partnership, but I see a relationship. I see a partnership. I see a coupleship in your future, and that looks very happy. I see a person coming in for you. This is definitely the partnership. It can be a partnership in work. It could be a partnership in your personal life, but I do see a new person coming into your life that is going to be very healing and very emotionally fulfilling.